Some of you have been asking how is our white clover coming along, our white Dutch clover that we put down about 8 weeks ago now, I think. So let me show you. Okay, the patch that I'm standing on is particularly thick and heavy of clover. You can see here that it's really coming in strong here. But then right next to it here is the Bermuda grass that's all died out. So it depends. There was no seeding difference the way that we did the seed here versus next to it. It just happens to be the sunlight, the shade, and the water. So we should be seeing the clover here come next year in the springtime. So it's really just a matter of waiting patiently for that and letting it hopefully outgrow the Bermuda there. But you can see out here too where we have an aerobic septic system, so the aerobic part is actually connected to sprinkler lines. So it will spray, and you can see where that heavy watering has also encouraged the clover growth out there. So this is not all clover. So there is some, so if this right here is our clover. But there is a lot of chickweed down here too. And then of course our annual bluegrass popping up here. Let me take you out to where the aerobic septic sprays, so you can see how the additional water is really affecting the clover growth in the fall and the winter here. So it might be hard to tell on the camera, but there is a patch of clover here right next to almost a very scarce spot of clover. It's all dead Bermuda and the annual bluegrass popping up here. So there, a lot of this green is the annual bluegrass, maybe some ryegrass popping up, but there is a good solid patch of the Dutch white clover right here. So let me show you that. And that spot of clover is right next to the sprinkler. So that has a lot to do with it. Let me also find a spot here where the clover is growing sort of underneath, you know, basically for next year's spring. So let's find a little spot like that. Okay, here is one spot. There's some clover, but there's definitely a lot of chickweed there. All right, I found a spot here. This is pretty dry, compacted soil. This is a spot that even the Bermuda was having a hard time growing. But if you look carefully, you can see some clover in here. There's not much of anything until the clover's growing, but you can see some of this I can see right there, some of this is going to be clover next year. It's coming up real good. So we'll just have to wait on this to see, but I fully suspect, if you take a close look in here, a lot of this is clover. Just a lot of the mini clover, and well, there's some other stuff in here, but it's tiny. It's hard to see at this point, but I mean, obvious clover. So it is coming up. Even if it didn't get a lot of water this year, it's coming up. And I can tell this is a lot greener than it was before. Okay, so overall it is coming in. It's going to look good next year. We'll probably end up putting down more seed next year too. I fully suspect we're going to do it again. But it's really coming in. If it weren't for all that chickweed, I think it'd be more obvious and actually be growing stronger, but that chickweed is just so strong coming in too. All right, folks, that's it. I think for the last 8 weeks of fall going into winter, half and half, I think we're doing pretty good. I think, you know, we'll see more next year in the spring. If the chickweed weren't here so much, we would see more clover. But it's already looking good. I think especially in the spring it's going to look good, especially if we do another springtime seeding, it's going to look good. And the end goal here is to mow less, to have less of a mowing lawn. So I think we're well on our way. All right, folks, stay tuned. We'll keep you updated on what's happening with the clover. But for now, thanks for watching. Click the like and subscribe button. We'll see you next time on Homestead Y'all.